Ready to work on this project. I got my hexayer tape, a squeegee, got the orange peel, got some X-Acto blades, scissor, got indoor-outdoor masking tape, scotch tape, measuring tape, Sharpie pen, regular pen. Okay, so now I'm carefully peeling it off, okay? I've got the whole thing taped down, and I've got a piece of hexayer tape there on the side as my guide for where the rest of the hexayer tape is gonna go. I'm gonna use my shoes as a weight. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this hexayer tape is like really difficult to work with. It's really sticky, but as you can see, I've got it lined up just perfect here, and I'm just gonna try to squeegee it out across there. It's really hard to do. All right, so there it is, okay, and I would consider that this first attempt at making a sun tarp to be a total disaster. You know, I mean, you can see how easily I was able to get this on there. There's tons of bubbles everywhere. And the first piece of tape was the worst. The first piece of tape that I put across here, there's tons of space there in between the two pieces of hexayer tape. So not sure what I think of that, you know. I mean, it was really difficult. But this is a tough piece of sun tarp right here. It's 15 feet long, about 4 feet wide. It's a little bit shorter than that. But I think ultimately, in order to make this project work, the pieces of tarp have to be a lot smaller. And there's all my waste over there. It's a pretty huge, massive pile of stuff. I don't even know where I'm gonna throw that out. But anyway, here it is, okay? Okay, so for better or for worse, whether this is gonna work out as a material or not, it's too big, okay? You can see that. It's about 25 inches long, and it's about, you know, 3 or 4 inches thick. No matter how you squish it. I just rolled it up and stomped on it, and it's still too big to use, I think. So it needs to at least be cut in half. I think the best case scenario is to cut out a footprint for the tent and then rig it so that it can be put on top of the tent as a sun shield, like as a sun umbrella. So anyway, I have a website. Okay, so here's what I ended up with. From that huge tarp, I was basically able to cut out a footprint for my ultra lightweight air pad. It's 5 feet long, 2 feet wide, and basically what this is reflective insulation. It's tough, okay? It's got the hexayer tape on one side, on the other side, and basically what it does is it protects the tent from moisture and from rocks and from mud. Okay, you actually put it all the way underneath the tent, so you've got a nylon floor of your tent, and what the nylon floor does is it collects some of the moisture that lifts up off of this mirror. So the mirror will get warm and moisture won't sit on it. The moisture will actually lift up off of it. But since the nylon floor of the tent acts a little bit like a sponge, it collects that moisture and prevents it from getting underneath your sleeping bag. So if you put this reflective footprint directly underneath an ultra lightweight air pad that doesn't have any insulation in it, that moisture that lifts up off of the mirror will collect underneath your quilt, and it'll cause swamp factor, where you're actually really damp and moist, and it gets really humid underneath the sleeping bag because moisture is actually lifting up off of the mirror and collecting underneath the sleeping bag. So, you know, basically I think that the hexayer tape is kind of overkill. I think it's just time to admit that, you know, okay, Mylar is very, very fragile. It'll tear very easily. This won't tear very easily, but it doesn't add any extra warmth in comparison to Mylar. You know, all reflective material, it's kind of the same. It's just a mirror, and it reflects warmth back up to you. And basically what it does is it cuts the chill so that you don't feel sick in the morning. You know, if it's really cold out, you might not notice any warmth from the mirror. But if it isn't that cold out, you will feel a little bit warm. But there's still cold spots, you know, as cold air gets underneath your sleeping bag or your quilt, you know, the amount of warmth that a mirror footprint can provide, it's just enough to cut the chill and prevent you from getting sick. So, you know, I think ultimately the hexayer tape is overkill. I think that Gila Platinum is a good material. It's better than Mylar. Mylar absorbs water, it gets mildewy, it gets sticky, it tears really easy. Gila Platinum is tougher, it doesn't absorb any moisture at all, and it works well as a footprint for your tent, and it does offer some warmth. And But I think... Okay, so there it is, okay? There's the Gila Platinum reinforced with Hexier tape. And I really don't think that it needs the Hexier tape. I think that it can just, that the Gila Platinum can easily just be snipped off of the roll in the size that you need. It even comes in some pretty small sizes, the actual roll off of Amazon.com. And I think what it really needs is it needs a black tenacious tape, Taliesin nylon repair tape put on the corners, and have some tie outs put onto the tenacious tape so that this Gila Platinum can be rigged to the top of the tent or below the tent. So on a hot day, it can be put on top of the tent and clipped on so that it blocks the sun like a sun umbrella. And then at night, it can be just laid underneath the tent, to make the sleeping experience warmer. But there it is, okay?